Academy Award-winning actor Robert De Niro has an innate ability to assume the character in his movies. He was raised in Greenwich Village in Little Italy by two artists whose parents immigrated from Italy and Ireland. His parents divorced when he was a youngster. As a child, he loved reading plays. At 10, he fell in love with acting when he played the Cowardly Lion in a local production of The Wizard of Oz. In ninth grade, he attended the High School of Music and Art. At 17, after leaving the movies, he told a friend he was going to be a film actor. Everyone was shocked when he dropped out of high school to join a gang. His nickname was Bobby Milk because he was as pale as milk. Marlon Brando was one of his boyhood idols. De Niro emulated the dark, character-driven style, and to that end, De Niro immersed himself in his characters with a brutal intensity. Years later, both of his Oscar-winning performances involved Marlon Brando. Was Marlon Brando his mentor as an actor in a former life? De Niro got his break when he hit it off with Martin Scorsese at a party in their Little Italy neighborhood. They realized they had seen each other before on numerous occasions. Scorsese cast him as a small-time criminal in Mean Streets, just the beginning of a long, fruitful working relationship. Another past life colleague? Mean Streets caught Francis Ford Coppola's attention, and he cast De Niro in Godfather 2. In preparation for his role, De Niro spent 4 months in Sicily learning multiple dialects. He stood on street corners and tape-recorded the gang's conversations. He was so believable as Vito Corleone, he was awarded an Oscar. Although he's only one-quarter Italian, De Niro feels a deep connection with his Italian roots. He was even inducted into the Italian-American Hall of Fame. A Sicilian mafia past life connection? Seems likely. And then there's the American gangsters. He's played a cruel mobster in Goodfellas, a boy divided between his father and the local mob in A Bronx Tale, a drug dealer in The Theater, and the bat-wielding Al Capone in The Untouchables. Even in more recent humorous roles, such as Analyze This, De Niro is a mafia don. About these mobster characters, De Niro says, "The characters that I play are real, so they have as much right to be portrayed as any other characters." Until recently, De Niro's been typecast as a brutally violent, angry, depressed man. Couple that with the intensity with which he does his method acting. You get a De Niro who gained 60 pounds and learned how to box so well for his role in Raging Bull that he could have boxed professionally. In one sparring scene, he accidentally broke Joe Pesci's rib. "I just can't fake acting. I want to deal with all the facts of the character, thin or fat." For his role in Taxi Driver, De Niro took various shifts driving taxis for several weeks. While preparing for his role in Cape Fear, he paid a dentist $5,000 to make his teeth look awful. After the shoot, he paid $20,000 to have them corrected. For The Deer Hunter, he played pool and drank with mill workers. De Niro is so intense and driven, he's even asked to rehearse on Sundays. De Niro believes there's no place like New York. It's the most exciting city in the world. "I like New York because I can still walk the streets and sit down in a restaurant and observe people." De Niro has built up the area around Greenwich, particularly after 9/11. He bases his film studio, Tribeca Productions, and the Tribeca Film Festival there, and co-owns a hotel and several restaurants in the area. He loves his roots in New York and his roots in Italy. He also values his family roots. De Niro has honored his late father and his Impressionist art in an HBO documentary. Robert Sr. wanted to be an artist since kindergarten, loved France and the French artists, was obsessed with Greta Garbo, and lived and painted in France. De Niro's dad was most likely a French painter in another lifetime. If there are past lives, then Robert De Niro was an actor in several of them. He would have lived in Italy and New York and run with some very tough crowds. This is Dr. Barbara Lane, author of 16 Clues to Your Past Lives, reminding you to learn from the past, live in the present, and create a fulfilling future.